supposed to stop. You're supposed to stop.
I ain't worried about it.
Go ahead, sit down, really. Take
It'll do what it wants to do.
It is what it is, right?
It's weather.
What are you gonna do? This is the, this floor here, we have a lot of his, we don't have any of his flags anymore, but we have a lot of drawings of his flag, because he drew pictures of all of his flags. So this, I don't know what happened to this here, but this is really interesting. A lot of people's different names on it. You have the pirate flag. Remember, he was very sensitive to piracy issues. And Maine was always very good at making a little money, a little quietly, you know, under the table, as it were. So there was a lot of legitimate piracy going on here. Certainly during the War of 1812, the embargo of 1807, when we couldn't do business with England anymore. Well, that didn't stop a lot of people from running other kinds of business. But anyways, if you take a look at the coast of Maine, we have like 3,000 miles of coastline. If you stretched it all these nooks and crannies, lots of places to hide along the coast of Maine. So if he did have this, and knowing Moody was so practical, I really don't believe he would have had this if he never had a use for it, because that's the kind of man he was. And this over here, I think this is a really funny flag. This is the steamship, the Sarah Sands. For decades, they ran weekly steamship service from here to Liverpool, England. Right down the street, Portland, Maine. You could hop on a boat and go over to Liverpool. But it's the ugliest flag in the world. I don't know why they did that. But again, a lot of these have different people's names on them. And then some of them, like when I first started volunteering here, it says 1 bark, 2 barks, 3 barks. I'm like, what the heck is that? That's, you know, that's what grows around the edge of a tree. But no, if you look at this over here, only one of these is called a ship. And that's this one over here. That's a ship. And here's your bark right here. So it's a type of sailing vessel. There's your bark, there's your brig, you get your barkentine, you get your brigantine. These all have different names. And there's all slight variations in the size and the shapes of the sails. And I think that's interesting because this would have been common vocabulary at the time, and we have no need for it anymore. But if he ran a flag, said there were 2 barks on their way in, people would have known which vessels they were. And if they were too cheap to pay him the $5 a year, they might have been able to figure out which one might have been on its way in. But he was very successful. I think that's really cool.
It is.
So anyways, again, there's a lot of information here, a lot of his different flags, and a lot of information on the types of products that came in and out of Maine. Obviously, wood products, which we're still very, very famous for today. We're actually 90% forest. If you're here on